So we all know Maria, right? When we think of her character, what comes to mind? Well, she's an extension of James, a manifestation of his sexual desires. All of the things that Mary wasn't. Maria plays the role of a seductress, an enemy hiding as a companion. Her ending is most commonly seen as the worst the game has to offer. James falls for her and leaves Silent Hill learning nothing, destined to repeat the same cycle of suffering all over again. So is there more to Maria? If you've never played the Born from a Wish scenario, you're likely to think that Maria is all of those negative things we've just discussed, but she's not. In our first impressions, Maria exudes a confidence that we never see in Mary. She is your average femme fatale, teasing and flirting with James, even making remarks that offend James. And this is the first break in her character. Instead of doubling down and continuing to taunt him, her tone changes and she helps guide us towards the hotel. After James makes an attempt to leave, as he'd done before with Angela and Eddie, Maria clings on and vocalizes her fear. She doesn't want James to leave her alone. It's an odd duality. It seemingly clashes with all we've been given so far about her character. We get a few more of these breaks through the game, whether that be her concern for Laura or her desperate cries to James not to be left alone. Maria is used as a tool for James, and we don't get much longer with her. Now let's talk about Born from a Wish. From Maria's opening monologue, it's clear we're getting a different side of her, one we saw sparingly in the main game. She's unsure of her purpose or if it's even worth going on living, ultimately deciding to venture out, looking for someone alive amongst all the monsters. While exploring the town, she comes across a cracked door that leads to the Baldwin mansion. This is where we meet Ernest, who has locked himself away out of reach. Maria is just happy to be in someone else's company, even if she isn't welcome. Continuing through the mansion, we find hints that Ernest's daughter had passed away. When we bring him the birthday card, he breaks down into tears questioning why she was holding that empty envelope when she fell. Maria consoles him and agrees to help him find the white chism item, saying, "I don't mind fighting for an impossible cause." This doesn't sound like the Maria we know, showing so much courage to help someone she thinks to be her friend. After retrieving the item and returning it to Ernest, he tells her that James is a bad man and that he's looking for the you that isn't you. Opening the door, we find that Ernest has no physical form and is likely manifested like Maria from the powers of the town. This breaks Maria down, crushing her hopes. She again contemplates suicide, putting the gun to her head, but in the last moment, she throws the gun away as if compelled to do so with a new purpose: James. Maria is a more complex character than people give her credit for. I believe that the town plays a large part in her being the villain. It wants James to see the flaws in his desires, but in doing so, Maria can't be herself. Her greatest fear is to be left alone, but she was born to be abandoned. Thank you for watching.